I did not. Okay, go back. Go back. I did not.
It's okay, Kirby will edit it.
Ah bon, so Kirby will edit it. So Kirby.
Ok, 1, 2, 3. Bonjour tout le monde.
Bonjour tout le monde.
Hello everyone. Good day to all of you. I hope you are all well.
Sorry.
My name is Debbie and this is Stefan. Welcome
Yes,
to
I think
Debbie
so.
in France channel. And
Well,
today
that's
we're
video.
going to discuss about random things that I noticed in France. And I'm glad that my husband is here, although he's very private and
At
he
least there's
doesn't
one
really
person
like
left.
he doesn't really like showing in the camera and talking about or being in camera because he's a private person.
Not really, not at all.
So I convinced him to join me in this video because I think his presence would help a lot, especially in the things that I noticed, and he could somehow maybe explain and clear the minds also of other people who may have noticed it. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Number one, mon amour, I noticed that there are two kinds of pharmacy here, and back home in Philippines, our pharmacy inside there are a lot of different kinds of medicines and beauty products, and then even the milk for infant babies, the infant formula milk, and other kinds of healthy juices and healthy milk for adults, and things like this. And in UAE also, it's like in one pharmacy it's the same thing. It's like this. There are, and you can buy usually you can buy medicines without prescription in my home country, and I've experienced it also in UAE, like simple aspirin and paracetamol, or we call it in UAE Panadol, and things like this. It's like I find it that it's similar, UAE and Philippines, that in one pharmacy has all these medicines and beauty stuff and milk products and some healthy juices or drinks that are good for the health and for dieting, something like this. In France, here I noticed there are two pharmacies. What is this? What's the difference between one pharmacy and the other?
Okay, first before I explain you this one, you said that in France there's aspirin and paracetamol, and in UA you call it Panadol.
Yes.
No, it's not exactly. Panadol is just a brand. So we have the same here in France, which is Doliprane.
Okay.
It's a brand. It's just a brand. Okay.
Mm.
It's not because Panadol is a brand, but there is paracetamol. It's made with paracetamol.
Okay.
Like Doliprane. Okay. Now talking about this pharmacy in France, there is no two kinds of pharmacy. There is only one kind of pharmacy, and the other one is para-pharmacy. It's not pharmacy. Pharmacy is the office that you can see up here. This pharmacy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They are selling medicines.
Yeah.
But for these medicines, most of these medicines you need prescriptions, except this paracetamol or Doliprane or Dafalgan or the okay. Sorry.
Okay.
But in parapharmacy, you will not find medicines that you need to have the prescriptions. If you if you need medicines with prescription, sorry, you need to go in pharmacy.
Okay.
If you go to parapharmacy, you will not have. Parapharmacy, you will find this kind of milk for babies, cream to put on your face.
So,
okay, but not the real medicines.
okay, so you mean that because I saw that in the name itself of this pharmacy, that's why I am thinking that you have two kinds of pharmacy, because the other one is named Para Pharmacy and the other one is just pharmacy. So you mean that para pharmacy is selling things that the pharmacy are not selling?
No.
Or both are selling the same products, just that the para pharmacy you don't need prescription, and the pharmacy you need the pharmacy you don't need prescription, and the pharmacy you can buy with prescription. Is that what it means?
Yeah, it depends. Parapharmacy, you will not find medicines that needs prescriptions.
Okay.
If you have a prescription, in your hand, you want to buy these medicines, you need to go in pharmacy. If you go to pharmacy, they will not give you because they don't have. Okay, they are not allowed to sell these kind of medicines.
Okay, so guys, here they have parapharmacy and pharmacy. And pharmacy are those medicines, as he said, that you need prescription. But then in parapharmacy,
they will not sell this one.
They don't have these medicines that need prescription, which means that you have to buy it in pharmacy.
I think in parapharmacy you can find medicines that don't need prescription.
Number 2, what I noticed also here, because I've been living in UAE for almost 13 years, and back home also, I think it's the same. France and Philippines in this one that I noticed is similar, because I don't know now, but before, in Philippines we don't have this 24-hour food delivery, and in UAE whenever you are hungry you can eat you can eat and order at any time you want, because you can order online and then they will bring the food delivered to you even at 1 a.m. or 12 midnight. In France, there is no such thing as 24-hour delivery, and I noticed, I think it's because they have this culture that they eat in a certain time, so they have certain timings of when they eat. So just correct me if I'm wrong, Monamo, but I noticed that maybe the reason why they don't have this 24 hours food home delivery like in UAE, and Philippines doesn't have this also. I don't know now if they have.
I don't think it's a good reason.
I think it's because French people, they have certain timings of when they will eat. For example, the restaurants here have timing of what time they will open and take orders or entertain or accommodate customers. For example, for lunchtime, they will be open and start to accommodate diners at from 12 noon until 3:30, and then in the evening, for dinner, it will be minimum they will be open at 19 at 7 p.m. to 21 or 22. And so maybe this is the reason why they don't have this 24-hour food home delivery, or it's not the reason why. I noticed there is no home deliveries here. I mean, you want to eat or anything at any time, you cannot, because there is no delivery.
No, it's not because of this. It's not because the people here, most of the people, yes, used to eat from this time, from 7 o'clock until 9 o'clock. Most of the people, yes. But the young people that men or women, they don't care to eat at 11 o'clock or midnight. The only reason, I think, this is my point, and I'm sure I'm right, the only reason that you don't find here, like in UAE, this kind of restaurant open the whole night, it's just an economic reason. Because in UAE, they will pay, I'm sorry for this, but you know that, they will pay a Pakistani or Indian person, or maybe a Filipino woman or man. They will enroll this one, and this one will work for the whole night, but they will pay less. Small salary compared to here. Here, if a restaurant wants to be open the whole night, maybe you will need 1 or 2 employees to work, and of course it will work. It will cost a lot of money
to pay a salary
for the boss, to pay the salary,
and
the boss will spend more money to pay the salary than the money he will have with the customers.
Okay, number 3, guys, I noticed here in France also that there are not so many fast food chains like how I get used to in UAE. And And even the McDonald's and KFC here, I know that they are known as the fast food, as one of the fast food chain, but they only have this one here in France, not really a lot. And even those KFC and fast food chain McDonald's here, I really don't even consider that their sandwiches, I mean, or their burgers are as unhealthy or as could be called fast food burgers or sandwiches compared to UAE or to Philippines, because here, for example, in their McDonald's here, you could find a blue cheeseburger with pure beef patty on it with blue cheese on it, and it's grilled, and the sandwiches also, I mean, it's like when you eat it, you would really find the difference that, oh, it's like not a fast food at all. But and anyway, it's still good that there's KFC and McDonald's, but unfortunately there's no Hardee's here. I love Hardee's and I miss Hardee's, but there's no Hardee's here. But what I mean is, I noticed there are not so many fast food here. Do you think there's a reason behind it, Monamu? Why there's not so many fast food?
I think there's a lot of fast food, but the purpose of this discussion was not about the numbers of fast food. It was about the food that they are selling. It's different than UA. You told me these burgers with cheese, with blue. Okay, why? Because just these companies are clever, and they know that, for example, the French people like this kind of blue cheese, so they make this
sandwich with
blue cheese,
and with different kinds of French cheeses.
For example, this jelly food we used to find in UA with very spicy chicken. Here they will not try because not a lot of people will try this one. This one is too spicy for us.
Yeah. They don't.
Nobody will order this one.
French people, warning, they don't like spicy. And
usually, no, we like a little bit, but not so much spicy.
I think also because I think the reason also why they don't really have fast food here, and they really have these nice shops for food shops or restaurants, because France is known as, I think, is known as one of the best country in terms of food and fine dining. So maybe, I don't know, but it seems to me that maybe this is one of the reasons that they don't have many fast food here compared to UAE and to my home country. So maybe this is the reason they don't have so many fast food, because they eat home cooked food, like real food and healthy food, healthy stuff.
Not really.
So I think maybe. So number 4, Manamo, I noticed also that shops on Sundays are closed, and in UAE, even actually in UAE, the Sunday is the first day of the week there. We start working there Sunday, and our weekend is Friday, Saturday. And here the shops are closed. Unfortunately, they are closed, and even when it's weekdays, they're already closed early. Like maximum, they close at what time? At 8 o'clock maximum.
On the close? Yes, maybe yes. Maximum.
8 o'clock in the evening maximum. Some shops already also close at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So I noticed this one, that shops here are closed, and when it's weekdays also they close early.
For the same reason.
They will not be able to afford and hire,
because they will
because the salary, because in UAE they pay low salary, and here they pay sufficient salary to hire somebody.
And the law here is different. For example, when you work and after 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, you have to increase the salary. If you work on Sunday, by law the salary will be double.
Okay.
By the boss. So of course the same. And also, because fortunately for us, the government try to protect a little bit the workers. So if they want to have a kind of family life, they try not to work, not to ask them to work. I mean.
Yeah. Okay. So another thing I noticed also, number 5 is the doctor's clinic here, or the doctor's clinic, like gynecology or ophthalmology or general physician, uh, the their office, sorry, their clinic here, guys, is it's situated in an apartment building. It's not in a, like the usual in UAE, that is very posh. It's huge hospital. It's in a sterile. It's in a sterile It's like sterile clinic, and there it's really situated in a hospital, and there things like this that you would imagine, anticipate that, oh, that it's a hospital. But here I just noticed it, and I find it bizarre at the beginning, because we had an appointment with a general doctor here before going to an ophthalmology, and then suddenly we entered in a, this Haussmannian style or architecture type of building. And then we had to make this doorbell. We're in this, like usual to doorbell when you are going to an apartment building to enter into a doctor's clinic. And it doesn't look like a clinic, but it is what it is here. That's the clinic here when you visit to a doctor, unless when you do, like, maybe like I did a scanner, they call it here, like x-ray. We went to a big hospital, and it was really like a real hospital. But in the doctor's clinics here, it's just in an apartment buildings. There's a reason behind this.
Almost right what you said. You're right that most of the time you want to see a doctor for eyes or a general doctor.
Gynecology and
Yes.
any other kind of doctor.
Very often, yes, you're right. They have private buildings.
It's inside in an apartment, yeah.
Yes, most of the time, but not always, because you see.
Is there a reason for this, or is just because if you are going to really make a clinic? I think maybe it's because if you're really going to make a clinic in a place that is not in an apartment, that it would cost the doctor a lot of money, because
yes, maybe, but I don't know.
The shops here, you have to pay fond de commerce, they call it in French. I don't know how to say it in English. So aside from renting the place, you have to pay fond de commerce, or I don't know really what is it in English, this fond de commerce. That aside from paying the rent money of that place that you are going to build a shop or an office or a clinic, you have to pay a fond de commerce, which is cost a lot of money as well.
Business, this one.
It depends also what type of business it would be. So for example, in our experience, when in our experience, when we have this rent, when we have this offer for a place to make the restaurant, the fond de commerce costs 30,000 euros. So I think it would cost more also if it would be a clinic. So maybe that's the reason why, because at least the apartment cost is not that much compared to the cost of having an individual shop or clinic, maybe.
Yes.
Anyway, but I noticed it. So number 6 is that. Number 6, I noticed also, is that back home in Philippines, you will not be easily able to use the payment mode by using a credit card or debit card. Here in France, they use debit card a lot and all the time. I notice it. And at the same time, not only that, in Philippines, you will hardly find, especially small shops back home, it's mostly all the time you have to pay cash. But in UAE, yes, you can pay by debit card or credit card. But here, even the small amount of money, like for example, you went to grocery and you pay your total amount of total amount need to pay to the cashier is like maybe just 15 euros or 20 euros. An old woman or a young person would issue a check and pay their check, and for me, I find this bizarre because I don't know. It's like it's not usual for me. Like back home, we usually pay cash, and in UAE, you rarely pay check also, unless maybe you are going to rent an apartment and you need to issue a check for 12 for the 12 months as a guarantee, and that automatically it will be go to the landlord your payment every month with the check that you issue. But here it's like you pay grocery for a check, you pay grocery for uh I mean you pay in many things using check. This one, I noticed this one, and I don't know if it's old fashioned or if it's just in France, but anyway, this one is not usual to my country, and I notice it.
In France nowadays, nobody or no, not nobody. I mean, not a lot of person use checks now. Nowadays,
Okay.
they use, yes, a lot of the debit card. We call it French. We call this one in French, by the way. We don't call this one debit card. It's just carte bancaire or carte bleue. Sometimes even if it's not blue, it's a blue card.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what. But okay.
Well, anyway, in the restaurant I work, even up to now, and in the nearby shops around us, and our customers are paying check, and at the same time they also have this ticket resto that their company or their employer gave this one as a food allowance for them. This ticket resto which is like a which is like a check with an amount value on it, and then you spend it for your lunch. So it could be like 30 euros or 20 euros for this, and they use it to pay which is a check also, and that is called here ticket resto. So it's I think it's normal here. Another thing I noticed, Monamo, is that, which is similar in Philippines, and I'm not surprised when I see this, because back home we have this. I'm not sure in UAE because I didn't notice really, but the meats here, like in Philippines, because we display the head of the pork or the goat, and like we even hang them piece by piece of the head of the pork or the chicken, and we even sell this chicken feet and chicken head and all kinds of parts of the body, I mean of the meat. And it's the same thing here in France. In Philippines it's like that, and here I saw it also, it's the same. Like they display this head of the goat or the how do you call it, the tail of the pig with the bones together with it, and even still the eyes of the goat is there with, and the duck like this, and the liver of the duck or the rabbit. They are selling rabbit here. I saw that in the supermarket when I went out with my friends. I saw these things that they just easily display these things, and it's like it's normal. But I think for me it's normal because back home it's like that. But maybe in other countries maybe the people who are coming from other countries, maybe they find it bizarre that the display of this meat section in France is displaying all this head of and the eyes exposed with these different kinds of animals.
Well, most of the time, there is the head is not sold. I mean,
there is a.
I didn't tell you there is no. I told you most of the time you don't see the head of the animal. You will not see. You will see the head of the goat. First, because we don't sell goat in supermarket, and the head of the pig. No, they will not.
There is, ma'am.
No,
I noticed there is this.
I never saw a shop selling.
Yes, in Arabic we call it mutong, you know.
It's mouton. This is not goat.
Pardon. Sorry, lamb. Pardon.
Yes.
No, sorry. The head that I saw is a lamb's head, not goat head. And the lamb's head that I saw is with eyes and the head, and And I even saw it, this grilled chicken that they rolled and
There is no, the head is not here anymore.
the griller of the, when you try to buy in Cola Fayette this ready-made cooked grilled chicken also, it in these shops also they're grilling the head of this lamb, and it's for €7 per piece.
There's of very few one because why? Because they are selling this one in this street, and there are a lot of Arabic persons. That's why they sell this one. But if you go to Carrefour, you will not find this one. Carrefour on this one, they will not sell this kind of things.
In Leclerc, I found lamb head and this tail and different kinds of displayed, exposed different parts of animals in Leclerc. I found this one.
Yes, but not the head of the lamb. You will not find
anyway,
it.
Okay, so is there a reason behind this, or just because you eat everything, so that's why you display this one?
I just know it's not us, mon amour. It's not us. I mean, it's the Arabic people who live in the street. These kind of people, they buy the head of the lamb. That's all.
Okay.
Why you don't find this one in Carrefour or Leclerc? Because most of the people we don't need to see this one.
Okay.
Them, I don't blame them, of course, but they do what they want. I don't care. But this is their tradition to find this food and this kind of lamb heads in the shop, because they like to buy this one.
Okay. And another thing I noticed also here, guys, which I think is good, but also if you are not used to it, maybe it's not good, and maybe you will be paranoid that, and you feel guilty. But somehow when you live in France, I think you will learn that you shouldn't feel guilty. I noticed this one, that in every meal, when you are eating with French people, in every meal, at the end of the meal, you will have a small dessert. Usually it could be a yogurt, maybe just fromage blanc, as they call it, this normal plain yogurt, and sometimes they mix it with usually they mix it with sugar when they eat this one, or any kind of small dessert, fruit yogurt or mousse chocolat, something like this. Like in every meal when they eat, there is always a small treat. It's a small treat. Every meal they have a small dessert. I don't know what's the reason behind it, but for me, I think maybe again in this that food for them is that eating is food is divine and eating is pleasure. So I think maybe this is the reason.
Because just the tradition for a meal for French, I didn't say that everybody is doing it, but the tradition for a French meal is appetizer, main dish, cheese, dessert.
Yeah.
This is the normal meal.
And connecting to this, that in every meal they have this small treat, and eating this fruit yogurt and mousse chocolat or whatever dessert it will be. Aside from that, they how do you call it? What do I want to say? I forgot now. They always eat like they spend so much time. They have lengthy meals. I mean, they spend so much time eating. So, for example, if you want to have lunch with French people or dinner, for example, like the other day we have dinner with his daughter. So be sure that it will last from minimum 2 hours.
No.
Maximum 4.
No, not minimum 2 hours.
We went in Mano's place. We started eating at 8 o'clock. We finished at 11 o'clock, guys. So this one is okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong about it, I think.
But
because
this one is just
French people, when they
really
eat,
like this.
It's not just all about eating and you eat your food. Actually, for them, I think it's a good thing.
No,
because
stop it. You're wrong. This one, we spend 2 hours because we don't used to eat every day together. But when you are a normal family bill, but I mean not big family, just the family, the father, the mother, and the kids. Just this one. I'm not talking about if you invite the grandmother, the grandfather, the uncles, the nephews, and everything like this. This is a very big family. It's what we call repas de famille. Okay, but just the normal family, parents and kids, every day. Of course, you will not spend 2 hours. You will maybe
1 hour.
30
No,
45 minutes.
1 hour.
No, it's
1
wrong.
hour and 1.5 hours.
No, totally wrong.
I know.
Totally
By
wrong.
experience, I noticed they are eating slowly. They take their time when they eat, and they, of course, every time they eat, and they, especially when they start with this apero and different kinds of things, small things, they are eating with the baguette with the tapinade or olives with the.
Yeah, we don't eat this one every day. This one we ate this one last time
Yeah,
because we met my daughter.
Yeah,
but every time when you have normal dish, normal meal every day at home, you will not have aperitif, apero with this kind of food. No, you will have appetizer, means a small piece of dry sausage or pâté. It will take 5 or 10 minutes and that's finished.
Okay,
and then
but-
your main dish.
Okay, but my main point, Monomo, is that what I notice is that French people, when they eat, they really spend time eating. They really spend time of it, like eating well and properly, and spend some family dinners. You don't notice it because you keep talking and you enjoy chatting while eating, but they really spend a long time together when they are dining together.
Surely.
It's lengthy time when
Okay.
they are dining together.
Okay, Monomo, continue, please.
And
Finish?
I think the last thing I noticed is that many French people, they complain a lot. And in my experience, in my work, which I really had a crazy experience in my work, but they complain a lot, and always it seems like at the same time I know that they appreciate small things in life, but at the same time also I notice that they complain so many things. For example, when they buy or when they tasted something, they said, oh, this one is dry, oh, this one is overcooked, oh, this one is very wet, something like this, or oh, this one doesn't taste really good, oh, el fait chaud, oh no, el fait froid. It's just like they're always complaining. Is this something like part of French life, or is not normal, or what?
I don't know, but here in this room there's 2 persons. There's a French one and a Filipino one. The French one, maybe yes. There's another person here in this room who does exactly the same.
So it means I become French now because you are telling me I'm complaining.
No. Even when we met. Even when we met already, you are complaining. You say, "This one is not good. This one is not good enough. Or this one is right." You were, and you still are exactly the same.
Okay.
It's not about French people who used to complain. It's the human person who used to complain, I think. Except maybe the one.
So you don't admit
Now listen,
that the French people.
Maybe the one who has nothing. Poor guys that they live in the country that have nothing to eat. Maybe this one they will not complain. But as long as you have choice to have food, and you are lucky to have food in your plate, you will complain. If you are English, American, even French, Filipino, everybody human.
So we have talked so much about what are the things that I noticed in France, and I hope you also notice some of the things that if you are living in France or when you visited here, if there are things that you noticed, please let us know in the comments below. If there are random things you noticed that maybe the same as what I noticed or different, let us know. And yeah, French people, they take their time when they eat. And thank you so much for your time. Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Goodbye.
On dit au revoir. À bientôt. Merci beaucoup. À bisous à des keeps us closer. Au revoir.